So it is common. I mean, in our daily practice, all of us, we do see septal perforations. And most of them are in the anterior part. So if you get the anterior part in the quadrilateral cartilage, well, this is something to think about. Because as you know, most of us, if we do advanced work in rhinology, skull base, we create posterior larger defects to go into the sphenoid. So we are not worried about that. And we are not going to repair those defects. And patients who are symptomatic because of these perforations, I think these are the ones that we should ideally put up as a list to close these perforations. So they will come with common symptoms like whistling, crusting, obstruction. Some of the edges are ulcerated, there's a bit of bleeding, pain, etc. Okay? So symptoms are important. And there's a whole load of differential diagnosis as we are going to discuss through which are the ones and what are the factors, okay, that we're going to repair. So a lot of them are, of course, iatrogenic, post-septoplasty, rhinoplasty. You can get septal perforations. Trauma is very, very common in Malaysia. When you look at the inflammatory like sarcoidosis, vaginous, not very common in other parts of the world. But of course, we get a lot of patients with septal abscess, tuberculosis, fungal, so on and so forth. Malignancy is something that we have to pay attention. And inhale steroids that we give our patients. We don't see commonly, patients on long-term steroids getting perforations, but cocaine abuse, yes. Okay, we have to ask. This history is very, very important. And of course, if you are exposed to other fumes in the industry. So we evaluate these patients based on history, again, going through their any nasal procedures they have done over the years, trauma, as I said, we're going back through all this list, cocaine abuse. Foreign bodies are important, especially children. They put batteries into their nose, we wash them out, but long term, if you follow up these patients, they might have septal perforations, all right, infectious, so on and so forth. Okay, of course, we evaluate them by doing endoscopy. We assess the edges, whether any active ulceration. Maybe these are the ones we should biopsy, just to rule out other pathology. You have to determine the size, and of course, size and location matters in this kind of symptomatic perforations. So briefly, patients who are asymptomatic, you can try non-surgical treatment, okay? Improving their nasal hygiene, avoiding digital cleaning, routine irrigations, and antibiotic ointments as well. What about nasal septal button? I personally don't have much experience in this. You can use for temporary closure. Of course, it depends on the patient, their diligence with good nasal hygiene and proper care of the prosthesis. But of course, it comes with its own set of complications, like pain, erosions, and there are reported cases that it can enlarge the original defect. So surgical treatment, okay? In the literature, smaller perforations have higher rate of success than larger ones. So theoretically, it is advantageous for us to do an early repair. Okay, and the goals of repair is always to restore the function of the nose. You should have tension-free closure, and sometimes very anterior. If you lose the caudal support, you need to reconstruct as well. You need to do a rhinoplasty as well. So, I don't know whether this is a rule, but generally, smaller defects, less than 5 millimeter, you can do endoscopically. You can use the mucoperichondrial flaps, and you can use interpositional grafts like bone, cartilage, periosteum, or some dermal allograft. The ones which are larger, 5 to 2 cm, external rhinoplasty approach, and of course, perforations who are larger than 2 cm, you need to use some kind of flaps in the nose. All right? So in summary, history, examination important. Etiology is important because you want to repair these perforations, you have to look at what caused them. Okay? Deal with the predisposing conditions, develop a treatment plan, and options for closure based on the size. Thank you.